guys, John, host of MGTow is Freedom. Another long, exhausting day. And I was watching the Super Bowl and something occurred to me. Right? I can't remember what it was, but just this vision of a guy running for his fucking life. And it reminded me of every time in my life prior, when you leave a girl or a girl leaves you, what happens is everybody does their best to set you up, right, with another girl. And it kind of reminds me, what the fuck is going on here, right? Whenever anyone uses the term set you up, right, it's not good. Except supposedly in the case of when someone's trying to get you a girlfriend. One second. Okay. So, when a guy goes to prison, right, and his buddies bail on him and ditch him, and he gets caught, they're like, oh man, set me up, right? Or the cops trick you into committing a crime, you're like, I was framed, I was set up. But when it comes to getting a girl, right, you get a girl, she takes half your shit, and you're like, I was set up. And then someone goes, hey, let me set you up with a friend. We think that's nice, that's good, that's friendly. What the fuck is going on around here? It makes no sense at all. No sense. So what happens, right? When a man becomes liberated, he's free. He's single. He's without encumbrances, right? He's not chained down. He's not being dominated. He's not being controlled. He's not being whipped on. There's nothing wrong with that. Why is it that other men and other women seek to set him up? While we're talking about setups, I've set you guys up. Be sure and do thumbs up. I've got another idea I'm going to do on every video. At the end, I'm going to have an icon that pops up. I recommend the next video to watch, and I've got my subscribe icon up there. I'm going to have other channels up there, right? John's channel of the day. So it could be Sandman, it could be Turd Flinging Monkey, it could be Metaphysics for MGTow Man. Whoever it is, it doesn't matter. It's just going to be back there. That's who I recommend going to visit on that day. And when you're there, give them a thumbs up, right? Tell them you were there, with that thumbs up. Or you could write in the comments, hey, MGTow is Freedom sent me here, right? And this way we all support each other's channels, right? And we don't forget some channels out there. There's some great channels with some great content, and they're just not getting a lot of views. Or they could certainly use a lot more views because their opinions are dynamite. So look for that in all these videos. And I want to thank you guys for fan funding. You guys are awesome, right? You support my habits, and I love that. But let's get back to the setup, right? What is it, first off, what's wrong with other fucking men? Why are they chasing us down and tackling us when we're free and saying, hey, you need another girl, pal? What the fuck is wrong with them? It reminds me of that idea of misery loves company, right? These fucking guys are miserable. These friends of yours that have girls and wives, right? They're tired of being hammered down. When you talk to them, they're like, yeah, that fucking bitch is a ratchet. She won't get off me. All I ever do is give her my shit. And they're like, you deserve that too. That's basically what they're saying. That shit needs to stop. As MGTow, we need to tell men, hey, you need to be MGTow. You need to be a man going your own way, making your own decisions, getting your life in order. Taking care of number one first. And you have no obligation to take care of anyone else. But let's take the men, right, that are saying, hey, you need to be set up with another girl. I know a girl that really could use a guy. And you're like, why? Okay, but anyways, and throw those fucking guys away. There's something that women hate. They fucking hate it. They cannot stand to see a man on the loose. And he doesn't have to be a millionaire for them to think that. He just has to be a guy that can be controlled, right? He can either have a really good job, a house, a nice car, right? He can be a handsome guy, or he can just be a guy that can be controlled, and some girl, right, in his life or around his life knows some other girl that needs a guy, someone that she can mooch off of. So it's like when they say, I'm going to set a guy up, what women are really saying is, I'm a parasite and I know another parasite that needs a new host. There's a man on the loose, right? And so once you get loose, you're like, phew, whoa, lighthearted and free. Right? That's the guy that's got a chance to run for it. So the thumbnail that I found, even before I started this video, it shows a guy running from two other guys, and it looks like they're giving up, and he's just booking it, he's going to get it the hell out of there. He's doing the white man hoofing it run. You can always tell when a white guy's running and he's at top speed, man. They start to get comical looking. We just, we don't look good running. Anyways, so, the women hate to see a guy on the loose. They fucking hate it. They cannot tolerate it. And I see this quite often. And I'm thinking, that guy, he shouldn't be with a girl. He doesn't even have his own shit together. Well, what better man for a woman to set one of her parasite friends up with? Right? The guy doesn't have his shit together. So this woman can come into his life, give him a little bit of love, a little bit of goodness, and then tell him what a loser he is and how she's going to fix it. Before you know it, the fucking clown, he's being pushed around by her and dominated. She owns his whole life. Right? He still doesn't have his shit together. And everything he does is being destroyed or consumed. Right? But even worse, the biggest, scariest thing for feminist women out there is for them to see a man who's got his shit together. Right? And he refuses to settle down. They say bachelor like it's a dirty word. Right? Women do. That's shaming step number 1. Shaming step number 2 is to say, I know a really good girl for you. Right? She's beautiful, she's nice, and she's sweet. Right? They start all that salesman bullshit. Right? And the man, if he's intelligent, says, well, if she's so beautiful and nice and sweet, why is she single? Why is she available? What the fuck is wrong with her? That's the first thing he ought to say, unless he just wants to say, just back the fuck up, bitch. I'm not into that, right? I don't need anybody. But women hate to see those guys, right? The man on the loose. Because what are MGTOW? We're actually consummate men on the loose. We don't stop, right? We don't say, okay, I've had enough fun, I've had enough freedom, I've had enough success, right? I've had enough of enjoying myself. We don't say that. And what women don't want is they don't want their husbands and their boyfriends to see men like us. And for their boyfriends and their men and their husbands to go, oh shit, we should be more like that guy. We should be like John. What the fuck are we doing? We're all fucked up. We should get rid of our bitches, right? Whether they're wives or girlfriends, just fucking get rid of them. Just dust them. That's what women are deathly afraid of, is that they're going to be gotten rid of. And even, I can't think of a single woman I know that isn't afraid a man is going to leave her for a younger woman. They hate that. They hate the idea that men are in control of themselves and that they can take and have whatever women they want and not even have to purchase them, right? That drives them nuts. So it almost seems like when you are MGTOW, you start to see and feel around you the matrix. You start to see how it feels, you pulling away from it, learning to live above and outside of the control grid. And they can't have that because it exposes them for what they are. Right? They have to control us. They have to consume us. Right? That's what feminism and women are about. And the man on the loose, right, he represents the greatest threat. And MGTOW are like ninjas in the man world to feminists. They cannot stand to see a successful bachelor enjoying himself, right, having a nice sports car, right, living the way he wants in a bachelor pad or having a man cave, and especially if he's got a nice big house, right? He's already blowing money on a house, but they'll come into that house with another friend of his, right? Like the bachelor man, he invites a friend and he drags his girlfriend or wife along, and she looks around and goes, oh my God, look at this beautiful house. and there's not a woman in it. Oh, what a waste. Right? And I used to hear that. I'd fucking hear that and go, what do you mean, what a waste? The house is there. There's nothing being wasted at all. What she's saying is it's a waste, or it's terrible that there's not a woman there putting her fingers all over it, making it her house, and putting in the time and effort needed to steal it. It's incredible to me. Man on the loose. That's a big danger, right? I can't think of anything, more satisfying than to see a guy enjoying himself. When I go golfing, I grab a stogie, grab a flask of scotch, grab my bags, and either go with my son or a friend or two, and we go play 9 or 18 holes, right? And when you see other men out there having a good time, not a care in the fucking world, right? Not a care in the world. You're like, now that's living. That's living. Women can't have that. Man on the loose, big danger. Because when other men see that lifestyle, that level of satisfaction and comfort, when other men that are married or single see a guy who's got his shit together, satisfied with life, and doesn't have to have a woman, drives them wild, because they know that that is appealing to us men. And the more men that learn about MGTOW and go MGTOW, the more it's going to be exposed that women are a luxury we don't have to afford. Right? Pussy is actually free, because these women use it just as a hook, right? Maybe I could liken it to going to Costco, and you get to an end cap on an aisle, and there's some broad standing there with snacks. And you walk over, right, and you grab a snack off the tray, pop it in your mouth, and say, geez, that's a good snack. And off you fucking walk. And the lady's like, but, right? And she's trying to suck you in, because she wants you to buy the whole fucking box. And you're like, nope, just wanted a sample. That's enough for me. See you later. Right? Don't want to get sucked into paying for the whole damn thing. That drives women nuts. And single men, whew, right? The successful pleased bachelor, the man on the loose, they hate that. Go ahead and try it. You can even bring it to their attention. If you see women that don't even know you're single, have some fun. Fuck with them. Ruin their fucking day. Right? How do you ruin their day? You could do this, right? You could go to a bar in the evening as a single MGTOW guy. You could see 2 or 3 or 4 women at a table and just walk up and say, hey, I'm John, just wanted to say hi to all you girls here. Oh, by the way, I'm completely and totally available and single. I got a great car, great life, and great house. And they might get turned on by that. They may tell you to fuck off, too, women being whores and all. But odds are they'll be the kind of whores that'll be interested. They're like, what? What's going on? What's with you, What's the whole story? And you can just say, well, I have no interest in giving all my money to women, so I have a good time. But I like to walk up and just get a peek and a sniff, and that's good enough for me. Reminds me of what I've avoided my whole life. And walk right off. Walk the fuck off like a boss. Right? Like you don't need it. That would ruin their day, because it's going to mystify them. Who the fuck does that guy think he is? Me. Walking up here talking trash like that. Looking good. Sounding good, all confident, telling us that he doesn't need women, he just wanted to get a sniff at us. Doing that shit drives them fucking nuts. Because it's a man who knows his shit and his worth and his confidence. And women hate that. Their love-hate relationship. They want to destroy that and take it from him. They want to own it. See, because they can't be it. They want to own it. And they can't have a man on the loose. All right, guys. It's always great talking to you. Have a good night. I'm going to go get me something to drink and get ready for the next phase. MGTOW is freedom. I have the penis. Subscribe, like, share, and always look in the mirror and say, I have the penis, right? I'm the man. I want to encourage you to be the man as much as I want you to learn the tricks these women have. All right, take care, guys.